Good morning to you all and a very warm welcome to everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Lucy Kew and I'm the Dewis Gwyllt project manager here at Llais y Goedwig. First thing to say is that we're really sorry we can't be with you all in person today, but it's really great as I scroll through to see so many of your faces. I do hope that you're all keeping safe and well. We know it's been a rather challenging and turbulent year for many of us, so it's great to see you all here. This is a new way of working for many of us. I'm sure I'm not the only one who's not used to Zoom. But rest assured, we do have a competent team beavering away in the background to make sure that all the sessions run smoothly today. And on that note, if you do have any technical issues or if anything isn't working, please use the chat button at the bottom and type as a message and one of the team will be able to assist you. Okay, so Cara, could we have the slides please? So I'm just going to run through some housekeeping to begin with. Then we'll have a run through the agenda. There's then an interactive map that I'd like you to all click on so that we can see where you're all joining us from. And following that, I'll hand over to our director, Ian Thomas, who's going to formally launch the 2020 Llais y Goedwig Gathering. Okay, so next slide, please, Cara. So, if I could ask you all to make sure that you're muted, which I think you all are, but please keep your video running so we can all see each other. During the breaks, please stop your videos and mute yourselves, and then we can turn them back on as we resume. If you're familiar with Zoom, you are welcome to make sure that your name is displaying properly against your image and against your chat. So to do this, you click on participants and there's a facility to rename yourself in there. And you're welcome to put your community woodland group's name in there if you're associated with one. So as I say, we have the chat button. If you are having any technical difficulties, please send us a message. Also, if you want to share any information or suggestions throughout the day, you can use chat. And we also have the raise hand button. If you click on participants and go in there, and that will show us that we need to give you some attention. On that note, we have networking scheduled for 3 o'clock and we'll be setting up some breakout rooms. So if you've got some suggestions for breakout rooms, then please type in chat and start your message with breakout and then dash and then your suggestion, and we'll try and facilitate that later this afternoon. We'll probably have around 5 different breakout rooms. One of them's been assigned already. I'll tell you a bit more about that in a minute. Mae'n ddrwg gen I, ond da ni'n mynd I cyflwyno mewn Saesneg heddiw. So we're going to be presenting in English today, so we won't be using the translation facility, but we will be using that on Friday and Saturday. I should just make you aware that the sessions are going to be recorded. And as I say, we're all adapting and getting used to this technology, so do bear with us if we have any technical difficulties. Okay, next slide, please, Cara. So a quick run through of what we're doing today. So short introduction this morning. I'll hand over to Ian shortly to formally launch the conference. Then at 11:30, we're going to start with our wild forest products session, a little bit of a global perspective, a look at a European project and what we're doing in Wales. We'll then break for lunch, and that will be followed by another look at wild forest products and what community woodland groups in Wales are trying to sell. We're also really excited to have a speaker from Austria who runs a project that coordinates the marketing and branding of produce that's produced in the nature parks areas there. So that'll be really interesting. We have a networking session at 3 o'clock. One of the breakout rooms has been assigned to the Soil Association, who are hosting that, and that's going to look at increasing commercial potential for Welsh tree products. As I say, if you have any suggestions for themes for breakout rooms, type in chat breakout dash and then your suggestion, and we'll pick that up later. And finally, we're going to be hearing from a bushcraft expert and the Woodland Trust to help you identify trees in the winter and also record veteran trees. So that's our programme for the day. Next slide, please, Gara. So a little exercise. We'd really like to see where you're joining us from, if you don't mind. So don't start now. We're going to move on to the next slide in a second for you to click. Here are the instructions. So if you move on your screen, you will see view options. If you click on view options, you need to then select annotate. So once you've done that, you should be able to see a list of options at the top. Now, if you're a community woodland group, we'd like you to click on stamp and choose the heart button and then mark your location on the map. If you're not associated with a community woodland group, please click on the arrow button and choose your location. So, Cara, if we can move to the next screen.
Thank you.
There we go. Sorry for those of you that were already in it. So,
yeah, I'm going to move your heart.
Mark your locations.
It's great to see where everybody is around Wales today. We'd like to record this so we can get an impression of where everybody is, and we'll add to it every day. So it'll be a nice record.
That's a good wheeze. It's working very nicely now.
Yeah, I've done it now.
It's getting good. Very colourful. Right,
I'm going to hand over to Ian Thomas, the Llais y Goedwig Director, who's going to formally launch 2020 gathering. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lucy. Great. It was a fun start to the day, I think. Good morning, everyone, and welcome Chryso to the 2020 Llais y Goedwig Gathering. Llais y Goedwig is the community woodland network for Wales. We've been supporting community woodland groups with networking, communications and advocacy since 2009. We've grown from a handful of groups in 2009 to supporting over 90 groups of all shapes and sizes from across Wales today. We're led by members, 4 members. I'm a director of Welcome to Our Woods, and I've been a director for Welcome to Our Woods director of Llais y Goedwig for 4 years. I've seen our team grow and our work grow over those years and become more relevant in terms of addressing climate change and delivering on the Future Generations Act here in Wales. Day to day, I work in Welcome to Our Woods, which is a community woodland group here in Treorba, where I'm speaking to you from today. And you're going to be hearing a bit more about Welcome to Our Woods in days to come. We've got Martin Broughton tomorrow talking about sustainable groups, and you'll also Skyline. Mel's going to be talking about Skyline tomorrow in one of the sessions as well. So I'm really pleased to be hosting the Llais y Goedwig Gathering 2020. It's been a very different gathering, and I think we would all agree it's been a very different and challenging year for everyone here, including community woodland groups in Wales. We've been unable to bring you together to several days in the woods as we normally would, but we do hope that we've kept true to the themes and to the values of the Llais y Goedwig Gathering. And that is a place for existing and new prospective woodland groups to learn, connect and share experiences, as well as help inform the future direction of Llais y Goedwig as an organisation going forward. So please do take every opportunity to engage, have your say, make connections with groups doing similar work across Wales. And over the next 3 days, you'll see and hear from most of the Llais y Goedwig staff, and a fair few of the board members will be here facilitating sessions like this. We're here to answer questions in this forum, but also outside of this forum. So please do get in touch if you want to talk to us about anything. So this year's gathering, as always, has been a team effort. So I'd like to thank the team for bringing this together and also for the work that they've done over this very difficult past 6 months. We think we've put something together for everyone in this programme for the gathering this year. The first 2 sessions today will focus on wild woodland products and how they can help groups like us become more sustainable. We will start with a global view from Fair World, which is a European, one of the projects from the European Star Tree project. And then we will focus back on what's going on in here in Wales with the Dewis Gwyllt project. The session 2 will kick off with an inspirational talk from a guest speaker from Austria, already been mentioned, Marielle Assir-Handler, and she'll be talking about products that are being developed through the Nature Park Specialities project. This will then lead into a showcase of community woodlands in Wales products and produces that they sell, and how Llais y Goedwig will hopefully be able to start marketing and helping them market and sell some of these products that they're producing. We've then got speakers from the Soil Association on building supply chains, from farm woodlands to agroforestry products. Later, I encourage you to join the later session with James, who's done some brilliant work with us in here in Treorbert. He's going to be looking at winter tree ID session, and also how we value and record our ancient woodlands and veteran woodland trees. So please do stick around to hear from James about that. So I'd like to welcome you all here, but just for the moment, if everyone wants to grab a cup of tea and come and join us in about 15 minutes, Lucy will be giving us some details and kicking off this first session. Welcome to the gathering, everyone.